Her Worship, the Mayor, Councillor Margaret Isikoff, Councillor Sam Parasol, Councillor Lee Zhang, Councillor Simon Zmood, Councillor David Zingia, Councillor Tony Athanasopoulos, David Southwick, the Honourable Member of Caulfield, Vic Stakos, the Honourable Member for Bentley, Stephen Demopoulos, the Honourable Member for Oakley, Lexi Cole on behalf of Dr. Katie Allen, the Honourable Member for Higgins, Panta Shalom Engel, Panta Dov Farkash, my lovely wife Esther Malka, and members of the Chabad Glen Eira, and all those watching on Zoom. Good evening and happy Hanukkah. Chag Sameach. My name is Rabbi Mendy Grona from Chabad Glen Eira, and I'll be your MC tonight. On behalf of the Chabad Glen Eira and the City of Glen Eira, I warmly welcome you here tonight for the first menorah lighting ceremony of this giant and magnificent menorah in front of the Glen Eira Town Hall. First, I would like to thank the City of Glen Eira for erecting this beautiful menorah, which they have done already in the past few years during the Hanukkah season. It has brought much joy and pride to the Jewish residents here, and we are very grateful for that. I also wish to thank the City of Glen Eira for responding warmly to my request to have a formal lighting ceremony event. We at Chabad Glen Eira are very proud to join with the City of Glen Eira to host this special event. We hope it will be a first for many more times in the future. What is the festival of Hanukkah? In the 2nd century BCE, the Holy Land of Israel was ruled by the Seleucids, the Syrian Greeks who tried to force the people of Israel to accept Greek pagan gods, culture, and beliefs instead of their own Jewish belief and practices. They enacted a series of harsh decrees against the Jews. Jewish worship was forbidden. The scrolls of the law were confiscated and burned. Sabbath rest, circumcision, and the dietary laws were prohibited under the penalty of death. They drove out the Jews from their holy temple, vandalized it, erected in its holy space pagan idols, offered up pigs on the altar, and contaminated all the pure oil used for the daily lighting of the temple menorah. Against all odds, a small band of faithful but poorly armed Jews, led by Judah the Maccabee, defeated one of the mightiest armies on earth, drove the Syrian Greeks from the land, reclaimed the holy temple in Jerusalem, and rededicated it to the service of the one God. When they sought to light the temple menorah, they found only a single cruse of olive oil that had escaped contamination by the Greeks. Miraculously, they lit the menorah, and the one-day supply of oil lasted for 8 days, until new oil could be prepared under conditions of ritual purity. To commemorate and publicize these miracles, the sages at the time instituted the 8-day festival of Hanukkah. In ancient miracles, we find everlasting truths that serve all our lives well. Hanukkah celebrates the triumph of light over darkness, good over evil, knowledge over ignorance, and hope over despair. Hanukkah reminds us that a commitment to freedom requires all of us to engage in the effort to defend and support the struggle against tyranny and evil around the world. As Jewish communities around the world gather over the 8 days of Hanukkah, may the flicker of each menorah flame recall the miracle of the oil and its enduring message of freedom over oppression. We should also use this time to reflect on the blessings and our great fortune to live in this great land of Australia and in this beautiful city of Glen Eira. Yay! A place of peace and tolerance, where diversity is valued, celebrated, and underpinned by mutual respect. Australia is one of the most successful multicultural nations on earth. Against a twilight of widening divisions and deepening conflict around the world, our nation shines brightly as a beacon. There are many more lessons we can learn from the story of Hanukkah and the menorah lighting. Allow me to share with you one more message that is directed to our personal lives and self-development. Traditionally, the menorah lighting ritual is fulfilled by using a menorah of 8 holders or branches. But in the first few days, the menorah always seems very empty and incomplete. Wouldn't it be more logical to kindle all the lights each and every night? Or at least to light one single branches or candles, adding one each night? The answer: the menorah brings together two perspectives: the focus on the present and the aspirations for the future. Successful growth, whether spiritual, intellectual, or emotional, must always combine two very different approaches. On the one hand, we should always appreciate our capacity to grow into something different and better than we are now. True growth is not just a small token improvement, but rather a change of mindset, attitude, and emotional responses. On the other hand, we cannot implement this change in one go. It has to be accomplished by taking one step at a time. This is the lesson of the Hanukkah menorah. We light one small flame at a time, representing small and responsible steps. At the same time, we stare at the empty holders, reminding ourselves of the greater goal. We light the first, second, and third flame one at a time, but aspire to ultimately fill and kindle all of the candle holders. As we kindle the first light tonight, let us be proud of the first step we have taken, while at the same time looking forward to filling and kindling all the rest of the empty holders. It is now my honor and pleasure to call upon Her Worship, the Mayor of the City of Glen Eira, Councillor Margaret Isakov, to say a few words.
Thank you, Rabbi Groner. It's absolutely a pleasure to be here tonight. This is a real first for this Hanukkah to have a lighting ceremony such as this. Normally, we are all at Caulfield Park for Hanukkah in the Park. Unfortunately, this year, like many, many other events, has not been able to proceed, and neither have the smaller candle lighting ceremonies that we've had requests for in our local parks, also not able to accept and permit because we're limited with numbers. This is an intimate gathering. We can't control what goes on in one of our local parks. So we've had to say, unfortunately, no to some organisations that wanted to hold a ceremony at various parks around Glen Eira. But it's great that we're here. An intimate gathering it is, but it's what it is this year. It's become a year of small gatherings, if gatherings at all, and lots of online gatherings, which I think we're also on. We're on a Zoom. So it's great to be here. It's great to have this opportunity, and I thank those of you who have come along today, and thank Chabad Glen Eira for organising this event. It's really special, really, really special, and thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. It is my honor and pleasure to call upon David Southwick, the Honourable Member of Caulfield, to say a few words.
Thank you very much, Rabbi Mendy Groner. To everybody here today, happy Hanukkah. It's great to be here with you all, with my colleagues, Nick Stakos and Steve Demopoulos. This is actually the last day of our parliamentary sitting year, and I couldn't think of a better place for us to be in celebrating the first night of Hanukkah with you all here tonight. To the Mayor, Margaret Isakov, the councillors, David Zingia, Lee Zhang, and of course Sam Parasol and other councillors that couldn't be with us tonight, but are here with us in spirit. What a great shidduch. Shidduch is a marriage, and the marriage, Chabad of Glen Eira and the City of Glen Eira coming together for the first night of Hanukkah. And we're all about celebrating the Festival of Light, but we're also looking about new traditions. And I know the Mayor said that we certainly have a big festival every year in Caulfield Park to celebrate Hanukkah. But here's an idea. Maybe we can make this one our first night of Hanukkah, celebrating here at the Town Hall. So maybe we've started something tonight. Look, I know that it's been a really tough year for all of us, one that we would sooner forget for many ways, but it has also been the fact that we've been able to get to the end of things and with lots of hope and joy going forward. The fact that the Hanukkah is very much about a celebration of miracles, light, representing hope, prosperity, and certainly something that we all really need right now. And while we here in Victoria are certainly at a time where we've been able to get through a very, very difficult period, we know many other people around the world are still suffering. And I met with the acting ambassador from Israel only this morning, and we know that they are going through a very, very difficult time in Israel, and our thoughts are with them. We also met with a returning Consular General from Japan who's heading back to Japan in a third wave. So we can be thankful that we are in a situation that we are in, and we must certainly take this opportunity particularly to thank our community, because our community has been very resilient during this period. Our community has found ways to keep together when unfortunately many times we've been kept apart, and particularly to our community, our rabbi leadership that have been able to do things very differently. Rosh Hashanah was different, Yom Kippur was different, but we found ways to be able to commemorate those important periods together. May I wish you all a very happy Hanukkah. May it be a fruitful year for all of you and all of your families, and let's look forward to 2021. Hanukkah Sameach to all of you.
Thank you, David. My first point of contact in the council to see if we can arrange tonight's event was Councillor Sam Parasol. He received the okay from the mayor, thank you, and we got the ball rolling very quickly and very efficiently. Thank you, Sam. It is my honor and pleasure to call upon Councillor Sam Parasol to say a few words.
Thank you very much. It's a real honour to be here tonight, and I again would like to thank our CEO Rebecca McKenzie, the council officers, our Mayor Margaret Ezekov, and the councillors who so readily were prepared to facilitate this wonderful function and the first time are here. And of course, Rabbi Engel, Mendy, thank you for suggesting it, that I could help. The Jewish community plays a very important role in the city of Glen Eira and is part of the diverse, wonderful, multicultural municipality. Hanukkah is the festival of lights. It represents so much more than a 9-branch Hanukkah or candelabra. It speaks to the triumph of light over darkness. The late Rabbi Lord Jonathan Sachs, former Chief Rabbi of the Commonwealth, Alav Shalom, said some years ago when he was speaking about Hanukkah, there always are two ways to live in a world that is dark and full of tears. We can curse the darkness, or we can light a light. A little light drives much more out of the darkness. In this strange year of COVID 2020, Hanukkah reminds us that positivity and lightness will always win over the darkness and the negativity and the tears, just as the Maccabees overcame the Syrian Greeks. May this Hanukkah lighting ceremony be the beginning and become a regular fixture of the Glen Eira calendar, and hopefully we can grow in many more numbers. I thank you all for joining us for this wonderful event in the Jewish calendar, and we wish everybody a happy, healthy Hanukkah Sameach and a happy, safe and festive season and holidays for everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Sam. We're now going to kindle the first light of the menorah. Now, according to Jewish law, the menorah should be lit with an actual flame using oil, fuel, or candles. This menorah, for practical purposes, is electric, so the lighting will be symbolic. It is my honor and pleasure to call upon Cantor Shalom Engel to recite the traditional Hebrew blessings on the menorah, followed by the kindling of the first light. He'll be accompanied by Tani Fogelgan on the guitar. Now, we'll share with you first the English translation of these blessings. Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who has sanctified us with his commandments and commanded us to kindle the Hanukkah light. Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who performed miracles for our forefathers in those days at this time. Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who has granted us life, sustained us, and enabled us to reach this occasion. The Greg will put on the shamash, the middle light, symbolically. That's what we light first. The shamash is what we light the others. That's why it's 9, because there's 8 candles and a server that lights the rest. Thank you, Shalom and Tani. It is my honor and pleasure to call upon Chazan Dov Farkash to sing some traditional Hanukkah songs, accompanied also by Tani Fogelgan on the guitar.
Everyone knows this song, so please sing along. It's the famous Hanukkah song. And we're going to finish off with one song which everyone knows, and hopefully the message is for us in the Jewish community and for our councillors, our politicians, and the entire community. We ask for peace in Israel and in the entire world. Jose Shalom Imeroma Uya se Shalom Aleinu Veya lekol Israel Veimeru Imeru Amen Jose Shalom Imeroma Uya se Shalom Aleinu Veya lekol Israel Veimeru
Thank you, Dov and Tani. Now, this concludes the event. We wish to thank all the presenters and all the staff, the City of Glen Eira, Haley, Leo, Greg, anyone else? And all the staff at Chabad Glen Eira who helped make this event a success. I'd also like to give a special thanks to the CSG for protecting us. Give a big applause to the CSG. Community Security Group. And we thank all the guests that are here in person and all those watching on Zoom. Wish you all a happy Hanukkah and to celebrate for the next 8 days. Happy Hanukkah.